Let's keep things up to date here. What's current and currently current. I want to also say about singing that it does not have to be good, or to be appreciated, or to sound good, or to blend. Same thing with instruments and like the guitar solo in Heartbreaker for a later date. My case in point is the vocals on Squeeze's Tempted, I believe the song is called. And I never, until I saw the video, I never even noticed that they were background vocals. And calling them background vocals is being kind. Because remember, he goes, tempted battle through the night. Well, when he goes, whoo, whoo, whoo. Then I saw in the video, I saw these guys doing that, and I said, wow, that stuff's there. I never really noticed it. But now that I listened to it, I was like, that stinks. But the song's good, and it fits in. But if these guys came into your studio and wanted to I want to be a background singer in your band. Whoo, 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 whoo. Next, So it's a funny thing too. Squeeze opened for David Bowie, and I got tickets for Teresa, and she was coming up from Southwest Philly, and we were going to meet at Veterans Stadium. We were going to meet at the statue. So I'm standing at the statue, Squeeze is in there playing, and she was at a statue and finally asked somebody. It ends up there were, Veterans Stadium has been destroyed, but at that time there were 4 statues. So we did get to go in and see Bowie. When I sat down, there walking down the middle of the field going up toward the stage, there was my ex Dina. And I knew that she would be going there, and I knew that she would get a good seat. Her mom used to babysit for Bowie way back in the day. And I'm not seeing things. I mean, that was her with the red hair. And when I got home, I called her up. And she said, yeah, that was me. She said, my ride just went home. You want to come over? Anyway, but back to Squeeze. So I went to Germany because Alicia was missing. We didn't know where she was. So it ended up she was in the Krankenhaus. She did a Margot Kidder. She had a few thousand marks on her, and that's the thing about Germany. The people. She wasn't robbed or anything. I mean, she was out. And when they took her in and took care of her, they put her money in the safe. But anyway, so I went over to Germany. And this was a few days after seeing the Squeeze video, okay? And my first night there, I had nowhere to stay. And where she lived was inside, here in Philly, there's a place called the Carriage House, the Carriage Stop, I think it's the Carriage House. And back in the day, you would have a building, and there would be an entryway, and then there'd be a big courtyard inside, right? Well, this is where Alicia lived. You go in the front door, and all of a sudden there's a big courtyard where the carriages would go in, And there was a door on the corner, and all 4 floors were, I don't know what was in there really. It wasn't much of nothing, but there was nobody there. Anyway, I spent the night there. And then when up at the corner, at the end of the street, there was a public toilet. I think it cost 2 marks. Whatever it was reasonable. Remember when it used to be marks? So when I got in there to do my urgently necessary business, they got music piped in. And what do I hear? Woo! Woo, woo, woo! And it made home feel closer to home. I felt so much more at home, closer. I was at home. I was closer. I felt at home. It was neat. Keeping you up to date.